Szeged University, Hungary. Here in the first page, you see the photo of our main building of our university. Our university is situated in the south of Hungary, in the close to border of Romania and Serbia. It is the sunniest and the warmest city in Hungary, because it is in the south, and so it's colder. It's warmer than in Budapest. Our department belongs to the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. Here you see our building. We have at university, we have 12 different faculties, and more than 21,000 students study here, and from them 4,000 are foreign students from different countries. And our university is in the top of 500 universities of the world. Our department was founded by academician Professor András Rónatás 53 years ago. Firstly, it was as a branch of the Finno-Ugrian department. First years, Professor Rónatás taught Chuvash language and introduction to Altaic linguistics for the students of the Finno-Ugrian department. And only from 1984, our department started to be as an independent department of Altaic studies. Maybe you know who is Professor Rónatás. He is not only the Turkologist, but also he is famous Mongolist and Tibetologist. Here I put some the main his books, like his main field was or is Chuvash studies and Turkic elements in Hungarian. And at last times and the last years, he deal with the Khitan language. Now, of course, he's retired, and but still actively work. When we speak about Rónatás, we should mention the name of Lajos Ligeti. Lajos Ligeti was the teacher of Professor Rónatás, and also he is one of the famousest Mongolists in the world. Maybe one of the important his works was the scientific transliteration of the secret history of Mongols. Of course, he wrote many different works. As here I put some books in Hungarian, because he is also very famous in Hungary. But he also is famous like a sinologist. And Professor Ligeti Lajos was the head of the Department of Inner Asia, which is now in Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest. And this university is also well known by many well-known famous Mongolists like Birtalan Ágnes, Sárközi Aliz, and the young generation as Rákos Attila, Ovár Ákos, Teleki Krisztina, Balogh Mátyás. All of them work at the Department of Inner Asia at Eötvös Loránd University, Budapest. And the most important person of this department is Professor Kara György, who was the head of this department for a long time. Here also I put the photo of Biambun Rinchen, who defended his PhD dissertation at this department. So I want to just to focus that Mongolic Studies, the main Mongolic Studies, is situated in Budapest. And here I put the photo again of Ligeti Lajos. It's very, very important to notice that Ligeti Lajos had three favorite students: Karagyörgy, Rónatás András, and Kühalmi Katalin. And under the support and the encouragement of Ligeti Lajos, in 1968, Professor Rónatás came to Szeged and started to teach here. So it was the idea of Ligeti Lajos to have our department, to open our department at Szeged University. So again, in 1968, the first lectures on Turkology, on Chuvash language and Altaic studies started to teach at the Department of Finno-Ugrian Studies. And since 1984, our department is independent, and we started to give our diploma. But how to start to work one department? The most important thing for teaching and for studying is the library. So in 1976, Professor Ligeti Lajos offered his library to the University of Szeged. And his books are placed in the university library in a special collection named as Oriental Collection. Pavel knows well, he was here many, many times. Our library is one of the best collections in Europe. We have more than 30,000 different documents, different books, 28 types of current journals, and more than 2,000 volumes of different dictionaries. Our library includes different various book donations and libraries of the famous Altaists and Turkologists. So the base was of our library was the library of Lajos Ligeti, which includes Mongolic Studies, Turkology, Sinology, Altaic, and Tibetan studies. Then another part is very important, the library of Gyula Német. Lajos Tardi, the Georgian books include, and we have also the book of Margit Palló. Professor Árpád Berta also offered his books to our library. We have already the Tibetan collection of Professor Rónatás András, and Professor Dénes Sinor also offered his library to our library. So his library, not in America now, it is here at our university, at our department. In Szeged, at our department, mostly we focus on subjects on Turkology. We teach Turkish language in a high number of hours. We have very, very good young Turkish lecturer. Also, we teach Kazakh language. Of all our students have to study runic script, have to read Chagatai Ottoman text. Also, we teach comparative phonetics and morphology of Turkic languages. One of the main subjects of our department is the Turkic loanwords in Hungarian. Besides of linguistic subjects, we teach courses on history, religion, ethnography, culture of Turkic, Mongolic, and Tungusic people. We have three different programs as BA, Bachelor, Master program, and PhD. So we are a small department. In all, we have more than 20 students, and approximately 4 or 5 students finish our department each year. Our diploma, with our diploma, students can find work as linguists, interpreters. Many students have our students work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and some of them work as businessmen. But if you see here, mostly we focus on Turkology. It's about 65% of our program. So we focus on Turkology, Mongolic Studies about 25%, and also we have some subjects on Tungusic linguistic as historical grammar and Manju language and culture. And also we have a lecturer of Japanese language. So we also teach Japanese language, but it's not compulsory, just if you want. And mostly we teach it for students of all our university. If we speak about the subjects of Mongolic studies, our students, all of our students have to study classical Mongolian. We teach according to the book of Mongolische Lesebuch, which is written by Rónatás. If you see or if you saw or read this book, it's very, very easy. It's written in a very easy way, because it was prepared for students of who study Tibetan language. So it's very easy. So it's not very, very difficult. We teach according to this book. Also, our students have to study pre-classical Mongolian documents. We teach a comparative historical grammar of phonetics and morphology of Mongolic languages. Also, in last years, I teach some typology of Mongolic language family. And one of the most important courses of our program is the course on Turkic Mongolic contacts, which is about relationship of Turkic and Mongolic languages. Maybe I mentioned earlier that I work here from 1998, and from this time I started to teach Buryat language. It's about 4 hours every week. And I teach according to this book, which is written for Hungarian students in Hungarian. So all grammar and also some exercises of Buryat language. In last years, some students wanted to study Halha, and also we teach Halha. Besides of these languages, we also teach some like an introduction to another Mongolic language as Kalmyk, Dagur, Mongol, and Hamnigan. Another very, very important course of our department, which we offer not only for our students, but also for other students of our university who are interested in the culture of Mongolic people. So the course on the culture of Mongolic people, where we teach about cultural ethnographical aspects of Mongolian people as a food, as clothing, as for example, Buddhism and shamanism. So many students would like to study, to learn about culture of Mongolic people. So here I put some subjects which were written, which were chosen by our students who finished, who worked with their diploma works. For example, last year, one of my students wrote his diploma work on the Shinihan Buryat dialect in Inner Mongolian. My student wrote a diploma work on the linguistic analysis of Mongolic names of food and drinks. One of my PhD students now works on the topic of the history-linguistic analysis of horse color names and equipment. Body part terminology is also very, it's one of the favorite topics of our students. One of my students wrote a diploma work on the cut of Genghis Khan. Here the picture of my one of my students, the girl Shari, for example, last year defended her MA diploma work on the history of Mongolian Bible translation and linguistic analysis of the Kalmyk Bible. The guy on this photo, he works on the historical linguistic analysis of horse color names and equipment. Now I have one PhD student who writes her dissertation on Mongolic elements in Kyrgyz. Here's some photos, so I teach not only the language, but also how we can cook Mongolian food. Here I would like to mention the Professor Arpad Berta, who was one of my supervisors of my PhD dissertation. He always told us that the Turkology is not possible to do without Mongolic studies. And Mongolic studies, it's not possible to do without Turkology. And also the Mongolic studies, it's not possible to do without Tungusic studies. And at our department, some of our colleagues defended their dissertations on the different topics on Turkic-Mongolic linguistic contacts. For example, Eva Chaki wrote her dissertation about Middle Mongolic loan words in Kipchak languages. Kinchesh Nodieva wrote her dissertation, her book about Mongolic elements in Chagatai. Kemp Bela defended his dissertation about Mongolic morphology. And also my work, all my works are also connected to Turkic, Mongolic and Mongolic Tungusic linguistic contacts. We're also very happy to announce that in 2019, we established the Kitan Center. And the head of this center is Professor Wu Yungjie from Inner Mongolia. And we started to work on the etymological dictionary of the Kitan language. Okay, thank you for your attention. I hope it was clear, everything.
Yes, it was clear. Thank you very much. We have some more minutes for questions or comments.
Bayarma, thank you very much for your nice presentation. I was very glad to know some details about teaching and study of Altaic languages in Szeged. I have a question. Who teaches pre-classical Mongolian at your department?
Me and Bela, actually. Yeah, okay, so we use the work of Rybatsky and Introduction to Altaic Philology and Rahovitz. So, but of course, it's very, very easy, not very, very difficult. It's we don't prepare Mongolese, you know. Mostly, as I told you, we prepare Turkologies. And I say to my students, it's very, very important. When I teach a typology of Mongolic languages, I always ask how it works in Turkic languages.
And which pre-classical Mongolian texts do you read with the students?
Actually, what I saw together, what we saw together in St. Petersburg, for example. Very, very easy. Don't think that we read very difficult texts. Very, very easy to like us, Chinggis Stone, like this, some Pagba, very, very easy text. It's just like, I would say, как это говорят, это только попробовать, just to try. But of course, and actually if students would like, you know, some students are very interested, some students not, you know, just, and of course, if they would like to read more, we can read more. And some of students are interested, for example, to read some Manju texts also. It's also, I studied Manju language from Professor Köhalmi Katalin, and she prepared one, like a course book, and also the dictionary, and according to her materials, we read also some Manju texts. And the most important, maybe all students have to read the tale about a hungry tiger. So it's like a classical text.
We read it with our student in St. Petersburg as well.
I think
as well.
Yeah, so I think everybody who studies classical Mongolian has to read this tale. But of course, I heard from one student, he told me that after my courses on classical Mongolian, for them, the Uyghur script is very easy. And for them, because, you know, and the teacher of Uyghur taught them, and first study classical Mongol and then come here. Because, you know, I try to teach not just reading, by also writing. I think if students write, it's more easier to learn for them classical Mongolian. Yes.
And do you teach some Old Uyghur or only Runiformal Turkic?
Old Uyghur, of course. Yes. Balázs, Danka Balázs teaches Uyghur, Old Uyghur, yes, and Kincses Eva teaches Chagatai. And also we teach Runic, yes. And also one of the most important courses is comparative phonetics and morphology of Turkic languages. This semester I had classes on Turkic Mongolic. So almost every semester we teach like this courses. So these courses are compulsory. All of students have to study all these subjects. Yes.
Pavel, we are using still a book from St. Petersburg, Schmidt.
Grammar, the author is Schmidt.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not very useful. So it's
For some text. For some text, there is some nice text here in Schmidt. It was used in Turkey by Ahmet Temir, and we are using also Grombech und Krüger. Text from Grombech and Krüger. Bayarma, thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope now it worked everything because